Shalom. First things first, we want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barakathu Yahweh, Barakathu Yahushai. And we give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that feed us with knowledge and understanding and that do diligent work and that have been set up by the Most High to push this truth the right way, man. Okay? I jumped into this video and you had to you have to laugh, but that's showing you, man, we're coming to the times of choices, man. Okay, I'm gonna play this video and this dude goes and says something. Yeah, we're coming to a time of choices. Okay, the Most High is separating the elect from the how you say, the stragglers, man. Okay, the elect is getting rose up and this truth is being given unto them and is raising up. You got guys that are just, how you say, coming off the cuff with it, man. Okay. Alright, because this brother come up to this camp and ask him about the situation of marrying other nations, okay? And they go in and they read their verses, because what they do, they like to, how you say, justify the things they do by verses, man. By pulling out a verse, just like they have a verse about getting lined up. They have a verse about keeping dreads. You know, they have a verse about so-called they're so law-minded, but they do things adverse to the law. But they don't know that the law is not what is going to save you, man. That's why Yahweh Shah was set up. He is our Savior, man. He's the deliverer. Okay? We're not justified by the law. That's why we say we rehearse the righteous acts, man. Okay? So I'm going to go through, I'm going to play this, and then, Lord willing, I'm going to go through these scripts, give you some precepts to edify and to somewhat bring some light on the situation, man. Because these guys are thinking that, oh, marrying other nations, and I'll play the video and we'll get into it.
To transgress against our God in marrying strange wives. Hold on. To do what? To transgress against our God in marrying strange wives.
Brother, this is now, this is at the point, this is the scripture right here that has even brought you to the point where either you gonna say, I'm gonna humble down and just follow this, that I gotta understand this is what God says, or I'm gonna go by some other man's doctrine. That's all, this is where it is, because
that's why it says right here, I'm going to start off with this verse. This is the book of Isaiah 28 and verse 10. Let's start verse 9. Verse 8, it says, for all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is none place clean. Okay, and that's the wickedness. That's the wickedness that it has been propagated through the time, especially with Israel. Okay, we've been filthy. That's why the Lord cast us off. But now He's redeeming us and He's bringing us back again. That's why He gave us His name. That's why He's given us these things and given men, majority of the men, the Great Millstone, the elders, have given them the understanding of this book and the understanding of the knowledge, because we're at the time where it says knowledge shall run to and fro. Verse 9, whom shall He teach knowledge, and whom shall He make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people. Alright, now I'll say this to go into this verse. Yeah, it may say that. Yeah, let me put it. The verse says that, but then you have to go upon precept. Certain situation in the book, you have to tie that into that, man, because I'm going to read this and then it'll explain the point. Let's jump into Romans 8 and 20. Because what these guys are doing, they're putting themselves, oh, the law. They're taking the Most High out of it, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, they're taking out of it. They're because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has his own plans. Okay, this is His movie. This is his show. He does what He wants to do. Okay, so let me read this. Or Salakia, let me start at 9. And we'll start at 9 and verse 14. And it says, what? This is Romans 9 and verse 13 or 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. For we say it says, for he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So this verse is to lead in to show you the Most High does what he wants, man. These dudes are taking him out of the play and saying, oh, you have to marry different nations. Now I'm going to show you examples in the Bible where the Lord has put in great men's hearts to do certain things. Let's jump into that. Let's go. Let's go first to back that up. Let's go to 1 Kings 11. This is 1 Kings 11 and 1. It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughters of Pharaoh, the women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, and the Zidonians and the Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in unto them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon cleaved unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. Because it's also written that he wasn't supposed to multiply his wives. Okay, to multiply his wives. But we going into the fact of the heathen wives that you're speaking of, or you're saying, oh, don't go unto them. He wouldn't speak. He says multiplying them, having vast amounts. It gives the number. Okay. Let's go on to the next example. This is Leviticus. Oh no, we're gonna go to Numbers. Let's jump into Numbers. Because now that we set the tone of having multiple wives and having a vast number of wives, because you've seen the number that he read. And this is Deuteronomy 21 and 10. Because I started the verse out and said that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So at the end of the day, the Most High put it in his heart to marry those wives and to marry all those women to prove a point, man. To prove a point. This is Deuteronomy 21 and verse 10. It says, when thou goest forth to war against the enemies. Okay, this is a law that was given unto the Israelites, okay? And let's read it. And it says, when thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy power has delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman. And so we know that right now we're setting the tone. These are captive women. These are women of another nation. Okay, so we're setting the tone now. This is women of another nation, beautiful women. Okay, let's read it. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast desired unto her that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. To thy wife. Okay? Now let's go. We're going to go into what these dudes don't want to go into. Go into the words, man. Let's type this in. This is Deuteronomy 21 and verse 11. It says, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has desired unto her that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. Let's click on that word wife there. See what it says. Ishah We'll play it.
Strong's H802. Isha.
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 It says woman, wife, female, woman, opposite of man, wife, woman married to a man, female or animal, each, every pronoun. Let's go down here and it says, let's click. Used of unmarried women, Genesis 24 and 5. Okay, so right here it's saying wife. What these dudes are so-called, don't marry the other nations. Well, it's right here. The Lord told us. Let me read it again. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies. Let's get that word. Oyab. They got Oyab.
Strong's H341. Ayav. Ayav.
Qual, enemy, personal, national. It says, let's see here. It says to be adverse to anyone, to presume him as an enemy, to hate. And then right here you even have in Genesis the same word as in for Genesis 21 and 17. It says, that in blessing I will bless thee, and multiply I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. Alright, enemies. So now we know that this is speaking about the enemies in other nations. Alright. Yeah, of course we warred amongst ourselves, but this verse is speaking of the other nations, the enemies. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and the Lord thy power has delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest, as it says, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has desired unto her, and has a desire unto her. Let's get that word desire. Make sure, let's see. Make sure I ain't talking about suing her and giving and spitting game at her. To love, be attached to, long for, fillet. Okay, so it's saying if you have compassion, you burn for it. And it show you right here. It says, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and see. And she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the remnant of her captivity off her. It says, and she shall put the remnant of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. Thy wife. So you guys talking about it's multiplying many. That's why the law said multiplying many. They shall turn your hearts, man. But right here is specifically speaking about just a singular, how you say, possession. Because women are booty. They're spoiled, man. Spoiled, just like gold, man. Gold and horses and fine fabrics. Women are right in that category, man. And it also speaks about multiplying horses, multiplying gold. Okay, but we're gonna get into that. Let's go back now. Let's go into Numbers and speak about the situation with Moses. Let's get that. It said precept must be upon precept. You can't read one verse and say, oh, you gotta believe upon. You gotta go into this thing, man. Go into the words and go into the understanding. This is Numbers 12:1. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. Okay, so now look, we're in a situation where Miriam and Aaron was speaking against Moses.